What's up, guys? This is Heart Pirates here, the people's champion with a fresh cut. I'm not gonna lie, it's looking kind of clean. Shit's looking kind of clean. I appreciate it. I'm gonna start doing the little scrunches with my hair. I realize I have curly hair, so I'm gonna actually style it accordingly, like I haven't been doing the past 26 years. So, yeah, big shout out. Year of progression for sure. I got for you guys today a Vegapunk deck profile and some games that were a lot of fun. I'm shocked, y'all. I'm actually shocked. This deck is actually pretty gas. This deck is pretty good, and I'm just going to go over what it struggles into, what it excels into. I'm going to commentate over the games, of course, and yeah. Oh, one more thing, guys. The giveaway, we're going to announce the winners tomorrow. Tomorrow, the 14th, for the Treasure Cup Laboon. So be sure to watch tomorrow's video for that. All right, gang, so here's what we got for you today. This is the EB02 list that I got cooking for you. We got Vegapunk. We have 4 of the Vegapunk blocker from EB02. This card is actually ridiculous. Being able to play this card and protecting your guys, anything that you play out that isn't this, where is she at? Isn't this girl right here, Atlas, is just completely safe. You play a body, you establish a blocker. It's so fucking good. You literally, like, oh my god, it's just ridiculous. This card is exactly what Vegapunk needed. We're playing 2 Yamato because sometimes people will just try to starve you out and allow you to keep building life, and then you can pop stuff. Like, I was able to pop things like Laboon, Kuzan, things like that. So yeah, it was it's really good. I had it at 4. I cut it down to 2 to make room for this ace right here, which we'll talk about in a second. But we have 4 of the Atlas. This card's really good too because it's just your version of Vegapunk, or I'm sorry, of Kyros, where it just can't die for like a minute. Although I will say it is technically a worse Kyros because you actually get your opponent down to pretty low life pretty quickly. So this guy is really, or this girl is really only invincible for like 1 or 2 turns. Not really too long, I would say. Then we're playing the Usopp. It's just a trigger. It's a 2k counter that you just need, searchable, which is nice. We are playing, what is it? 4 Edison, another 2k, 4 Shaka. It's a scientist and a blocker, which is really good. There's some wacky shit you can do with this event. I'm going to talk to you guys about it in a second. Then we're playing 4 Pythagoras. This card's really good into Lucci or just any removal deck because it guarantees that you get another body that they have to deal with. So if they kill this, then you can play out, for example, like a 4 cost. So you can play out something like Frankie, Edison, obviously this guy right here, or you can play out the Lilith, which is usually the one you want to play off it unless you just really need a cycle, which you don't necessarily always need to do because your hand is almost always health. Like you never really, you don't really play bricks in this deck. Everything's like a 1k at least. All right, so then we're playing 4 Frankie, of course, like I said. 4 Luffy. This card's really good into Lucci. This card is insane into Lucci, actually. I mean, just establishing this, popping their Kuzans, popping their Laboons, their Brooks. It's really tough for them to keep bodies on the board, especially in combination with this Nami right here. I mean, you're just popping shit pretty much all the time, and they're all searchable, which is really nice too. Lilith obviously can search for both of these guys right here, which is really good, right? Search. Okay, yeah, it can search Egghead. I was just saying, no, I hope we can search Egghead. Then we got 2 of the Rush Ace. I didn't play this card at first, and it hasn't really come up that much either because it's not searchable. You kind of just have to draw into it, which is unfortunate. But I just needed some way to fucking end the game when my board was just dwindling. You know, I found that a lot of the times with Vegapunk, you just have your opponent at 0 life, or you can put them at 0 life, and you're gonna you worry about dying on the clapback. So you try to play defensive while also playing offensive, and it puts you in a weird situation. So I just wanted to have one card that was like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna attack into you for game that you don't expect, and it actually worked. It has come up in one game. I didn't record it, unfortunately, but they took a 5k hit from a Lilith, and it put him down to 1 life, and then I just played the ace and swung for 9. And put them down to 0, and now they're like, oh shit, you know. So you know, they thought they were safe, but they really weren't. And it works in situations like that, but we're only playing it as a 2 of, so it hasn't really come up as much. I will say, if you want to play extra copies of this, a card I probably would, you could either cut the extra Yamatos and play 4 aces, or you can cut maybe 1 Dorishi and play another ace, so you can play like 3 and 3. That actually could be the possibility. Everyone knows I'm a big fan of 3 ofs. This card right here is fucking wacky, bro. All right, so please save me. Also a really funny moment in the anime too. But 1k, it's a 1 cost counter. If you have 2 or less life, it's basically a guard point. It protects one of your leaders or characters plus 3,000 for the battle. The trigger is play up to 1 5 cost or lower egghead type character from your trash. So you can trigger it, play fucking Vegapunk. Vegapunk can play Shaka, and this shit is literally like you just healed 3 life. Because you trigger this, play a blocker, this blocker plays another blocker potentially, or it plays obviously one of these other guys, and you just fucking are off to the races again. It's crazy. This deck is so much fun. I love this deck, by the way, guys. I think this deck is so fun, and it's actually shockingly good. I can't wait to get to the games where I'm going to show it to you. But yeah, this card's fucking insane. This card's so good. If you have like 2 of these in life and you're at only 2 life, your opponent has 6 attacks, you could probably get out of it. You could probably, swear to God, no cards in hand, get out of that shit. Because you can take a hit, play a Vegapunk. Vegapunk could possibly play a Shaka, so that's 3 right there. Obviously, please save me. Do the same thing, play a Vegapunk. Hopefully he gets another Shaka. In worst case scenario, you get out of 5 fucking hits for 2 cards. It's crazy. It's cracked. And obviously, just to make this deck more consistent, almost every single card in this deck is searchable except for your tech cards, which are the non-egghead cards. And it is Darishi. Just search. It's a +2. It just gets you 2 cards, and it's really good on your forward on turn. On your forward on turn, you can basically hard play Darishi and then use your leader effect to play something into play. So one of my favorite combos is play, for example, a what is it called? Like a 6k body, whether it be Pythagoras or Shaka or Atlas or something like that. Luffy, doesn't matter. And then on your 4-on turn, you just play Darishi, or I'm sorry, on your 3-on turn, you just swing 7 or 8, and then you play another body into play. Your 5-on turn or your 4-on turn, you just play Darishi, search for 2 cards, use your leader effect, put something into play. If they have something to pop, you can obviously search for Luffy or Nami. You have a pretty good chance of getting it. And then you just play it, pop something, keep the pressure up, establish a body. It's just massive. It's so good. It's so fucking good. So with that being said, we're gonna go over what it's good into and what it is bad into. All right, guys, so these are the 4 decks that I have run into in like the 30 games I've played with this deck that have just been either a minor issue or a major issue. Now, I will say I have lost both the games I've played against Teach, but they've been so fucking close where they just dropped 4 Teaches in a row, and that seems to be the issue, is you can pressure them down really easily in life early on, but the second they get 1 or 2 Burgesses out, it just feels over, because they just start walling behind Blackbeards and shutting off your attacks. And you know, since you only have you don't have a leader attack, so you can't really punish them for, you know, attacking all 15 with leader. It's just really tough. You're basically trying to like get them to fuck up, or hopefully they don't open, you know, stage to chain drop Blackbeards and things like that. It's really tough, honestly. I think you can beat this deck, but it's gonna be something you don't want to see, I would say. Same thing with Enel. You can pressure them down, but the Enel versions that I've seen recently are just playing a fucking trillion blockers, and they're playing these cards that pop your cards by effects. Like basically they're playing the shit we're playing, but you know, they get to heal and play big bodies just better than we can, unfortunately. Like, they play big bodies that we can't really deal with, and because they can out heal our aggression, we just lose because of it. So it's been pretty tough. If they're playing a more like aggro version of Enel, I think you can beat it, but the ones that I'm seeing where they're just playing every blocker known to man, 4 Shirahoshi, 4 Sanji, they're playing the Kuzans to put the 3 cost in life, so they put your fucking Liliths in life. It's just, I don't know, it's just really tough. It's really tough. Usopp, I only played against 1 Usopp, and I did lose it, and it was because they just grind. They grind so much better than you do, because they have a leader attack and you don't. And that's like literally what it is you can get rid of their shit and they just draw off of it. And whenever they draw off it, they can also, the character that they play that turn can attack into your characters, which is just a huge issue. So Usopp's a big issue into it as well. And then Zoro, we don't super struggle into pressure decks, but they can just kill you so quick that it's just really, you have to pretty much balance with Vegapunk playing characters into play to pressure, and then also heal. And they force you to basically just heal every single time. And while those characters that you heal with get played onto the, sorry, I'm like I don't know what's going on. Those characters that you heal with get played, it's just a little too slow without your leader. It's just rough. It's pretty rough. Any deck that can like pressure you really hard is something that you don't really want to see. And we'll talk about what it's good into. All right, so this is good into Lucci. It's good into Doflamingo. It's good to Bello Betty. And I couldn't find a PNG of this on the website, but it's good into Green Purple Luffy as well. And we'll talk about each one individually just real quick. Lucci basically just doesn't have quick reactive removal anymore. You have to kind of set up for it with Uta and Laboon and Kuzan, and we just have better removal straight up. We have the 5-cost Nami and the Egghead Luffy that we can play for 1 fucking Dawn. So we're just like we're playing bodies swinging 6s basically from turn 1, and anytime they play some type of card to set up, they just die. Although I will say, if you start out slow and they drop the 10-cost Kuzan, you automatically lose. The game's over. But other than that, like, we are good into Lucci straight up. Like, I beat like multiple Luccis with this deck, and it was easy. It was easy. And also, we play a bunch of 5. We have 5-cost characters that are really hard for them to get rid of without any type of setup, especially early on. So, you know, obviously you can't use Tempest Kick until they have 10 cards. Brook only kills a 0. Right, so they have to play some type of setup card to kill our shit, and they just don't have it. So by the time they have any type of setup card, we have 3 6Ks on the board, and we're just constantly pressuring their field, their hand, their life. It's really good into Lucci, honestly, from the games I played. Doflamingo, play a bunch of 5-cost characters. Obviously, if they play Grab Blade, most are only playing 2. If they play Grab Blade, they can hurt it pretty badly, but for the most part, the Grab Blade is just too slow. I mean, we're like, I swear to God, guys, we're literally playing multiple 5-cost characters before they can even hit 7 Dawn, and they can't bounce it with Law, right? If they play Jozu, that's fine. We'll just play him again, and obviously get value out of it too. A lot of the time, you know, with like Vegapunk or something like that. But you know, like I said, Jozu's also kind of slow too, because we already have probably 3 to 4 bodies on the board by the time they even play Jozu, and we're just constantly swinging into their life. We killed Teach basically with Egghead Luffy or the Nami. I mean, it is just really hard for them to compete. I played against a Doffy, I blew him out of the water, and I feel bad. And I'm a Doffy player, right? So obviously I know how to play against it, but at the same time, bro, I couldn't imagine when I saw people losing to Vegapunk in set like 8 or 9 with Doffy. I was like, you guys are fucking retarded, bro. There's no way. Now it's actually doable. Now Vegapunk actually does beat this deck. Bello Betty, you have to play it very differently. So normally you play characters on the board first, before you so what happens is you normally play characters on the board first with Vegapunk, but with this deck you pretty much just heal from turn 1 and then just turn all those bodies turn all the life that they deal to you as bodies, and then the second they turn them sideways, you just swing into them, and then the game's pretty much over, right? And if they refuse to swing into you for a couple turns, then you just go to like 7 life, and then you're like, okay, are you gonna swing into me now? Like the game is just over at that point, right? Obviously Betty can still steamroll you, I'm not gonna lie, but for the most part, you're good into it. It kind of feels a little similar. It feels like Doflamingo versus Bello Betty, whereas Doflamingo is favored, I would say like 65-35. But if you don't see Law, then you're gonna lose. Same thing with this. Like if Bello Betty sees the nuts and you don't really see a lot of like trigger bodies that are really useful, then you're probably gonna lose. Because we can play removal too. So we can heal, and then the turns where we don't heal, we can spend 5 Dawn. Or I'm sorry, the turns where we can heal and play characters, like on our 6 Dawn turn, we can hard play a Nami, pop, you know, their 4-cost Karasu, or, you know, their character, the Ivankov or something like that, and then heal on top of it, and then obviously keep establishing characters. And once they attack into you, obviously you get more characters and you attack into their board, and the game's just over. And then Green Purple Luffy, they do have Electrical Luna that really hurts. I would say this is like a 60-40 matchup in terms of in Vegapunk's favor, if both players are playing really good and obviously drawing pretty well. It's just because Vegapunk can just apply a lot of pressure early, and it's really hard for it's really hard for Green Purple Luffy to really deal with that consistently. Now, if they see like double Electrical Luna, I think they do win. But a lot of times you can just keep swinging 6s and keep punching them in the face, and they can't really even attack into you until they're, you know, their 7 Dawn turn, because they're using all their Dawn to play shit on curve. They're using their Dawn to play Sanji Pudding, Zoro, another Zoro, and they're not really attacking into your guys. And if they attack into your life, there's like a 70-80% chance you're going to play a body off of your life. So you're just swinging like 5 6s before they can even get into their late game, and by that point you just drain their entire hand, and you have to like kind of walk a tightrope from that point on, but a good player is going to know how to do that. So with that being said, sorry for the yapping, we're going to get to the video. By the way, guys, if you're looking for more gameplay, I have I think like 4 or 5 games I posted on my YouTube membership with Vegapunk. And I believe on Thursday, we're going to have our second VV Theory podcast just for our YouTube members. So be sure to click join on your phone or computer. So we're starting out against Lucci. Like I said, this is a pretty favored matchup for us, and we have hella removal. I mean, we got Nami, Luffy, so we're in a pretty good spot here, I'm not gonna lie. Now, thankfully we drew into something that wasn't that, because I didn't want to discard the Nami or the Luffy, so I can basically keep popping everything he has. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just swing 7 here because he's going to take it regardless. No reason for me to swing 8. I'm going to bait like I have the event to disincentivize him from attacking into... well, actually, it didn't really matter either way. Because it didn't matter either way, because he can't kill the Atlas anyway, because I have more life. I forgot. Or, I'm sorry, I have less life. So he does what every Lucci's been doing, is just attacking into the Atlas, and that way he doesn't give me a card, and obviously I don't get to trigger it. He's gonna go double Uta here, and little does he know, he is completely chopped if he does that. So we're gonna go Darishi here. This is why I said my 5 Dawn turn is just so good. Darishi search for a 3rd Nami and a Frankie. We're gonna go 6 into leader here. We're gonna go ahead and pop our own Luffy to pop his Uta, and then we're gonna go a nice 7 into leader here as well, just to make sure that we get this down, because now that he's already taken a life, he's not gonna take this one for free. So we want to make sure that we're not wasting any Dawn here. So we're gonna play Nami. Nami's gonna discard the Shaka, I believe, because we probably just don't need it. Pythagoras is way better in this matchup, yep, and kill the Uta. And guys, he just doesn't have any setup cards to really kill this. I mean, if he doesn't keep the Utas on the board, it's really tough for him to win this game. And this is what I was talking about, like, we have better removal than they do, straight up. I mean, our removal is actually kind of nasty, and it's so consistent too. We have Atlas that can, or I'm sorry, Lilith that can search it. We have Darishi that can search it. We can just draw into it. I mean, we can trigger into it. It's really good. It's really powerful. So now he finally has Tempest Kick. Tempest Kicks allow him to just kill the Atlas. Thank God he finally killed it, right, on his 7 Dawn turn. But we're still off to the races here, guys. I mean, we have another Darishi here. I wish we had Lilith, because we could have done a really good play. We could have gone Darishi, Lilith, and then play the Nami, but we didn't find it. I don't think I grabbed it this time around. I don't think I grabbed the Please Save Me this time around, because I just didn't really... he wasn't going to attack into life anytime soon, so I doubt I would get it. I guess I did. Shit, I guess I got it. I guess I got it, boys. So we're gonna go 8 or another 7 into life here. He's gonna go ahead and take it, going down to 2. Like I said, guys, I mean, this shit puts puts pressure on you. So we're gonna go ahead and play the Nami here. I shouldn't have pitched this Pythagoras. I pitched the Nami. I shouldn't have done that. Okay, disregard. I pitched the Pythagoras. I should have just pitched the Frankie. No, I didn't pitch Frankie because I wanted a 2K. Sorry. Because just in case he attacks 6 into me, I wanted to make sure I can counter out. And that way, because most of the time this deck is playing on curve, the Lucci deck. So I wanted to make sure that if he did swing 6 into me, then I was able to counter out. But this guy did swing 7, and I was able to use my Please Save Me. I wanted to save it to put it into life, but I also wanted to use it just in case he tried to attack into my Nami. And this was huge right here. I can save a Nami, put a little pressure on the board. I'm sorry, into his life. I'm going to go ahead and attack for... or before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and pop the Brook, and I'm going to keep my Nami active because I want to force him to have the removal to kill the Nami. And this is unfortunately where, if he had the 10 cost Kuzan, he like automatically wins, but unfortunately for him, he did not. And here's where I get to apply a lot of pressure. So obviously you can play 5-drop bodies for 1 Dawn, and then another 5-drop body would be 5 Dawn, so 6 Dawn total. So I had 4 Dawn extra to work with, so I can just go 9 into leader. Usually you want to do a low Dawn investment, but because I wanted to play around a finger pistol, I am going to attack with the Nami first, and the Nami is going to give you, I believe he's going to take both of them and go down to 0, which is massive for me, absolutely massive. And he's just going to take both, go down to 0. I'm going to hard play the Nami. Nami's going to go ahead and pitch. Now, this is where I pitched the second Nami. I shouldn't have done that. I should have... All right, never mind, guys. I'm tripping, guys. I am tripping. So, Luffy's going to go ahead and pop the... What's it called? I think I should have just played the other Nami as well. I should have just played the other Nami and then pitched something. That way I can keep a body on the board. So that was a huge mistake on my part. I should have definitely played the fourth Nami, I believe, just to make sure I can keep characters and bodies on the board to attack into life now that he's at 0. So a little bit of a mistake, a play mistake by me. It sounds like the VV theory again. Guys, I think that was a play mistake. I'm not quite sure. Nope, no insult to my opponent here, but I do believe that was a play mistake. Bro, he is such a teacher, bro. All right, so he's gonna go 5 into the Nami here, and Nami is going to get countered out with the Shaka. And I'm just going to go down to 0 cards to protect my board here, because I feel like if I can do that, I just automatically win. He has to basically clear my board also while playing defensive, and there just isn't really a way for him to do that. So as long as I can protect my board, there's just no way for him to clear everything and then also wall off. You just don't have the Dawn to do it. Even at 10 Dawn, just doesn't really matter. So I believe this is pretty much the end of the game right here, I'm not gonna lie. But I didn't want to speed it up because I feel like whenever I speed it up, I talk too fast and I don't get to evaluate the board state for you guys. And that's, like I said, why you guys watch me to begin with. So I wanted to make sure I slow it down a little bit, and that way I can kind of get my point across. So he's gonna go 8 into my character right here. And I believe I do let this one go because at this point he just doesn't have enough Dawn to kill either the Nami or the what is it called, the Yamato. And I wanted to save the 5-cost Nami to pop his Rebecca, because I'm gonna be able to keep one of these on the board. I'm either gonna keep Yamato or I'm gonna be able to keep the what is it called, the Nami. And with that being said, I wanted to make sure that I keep one of them on the board and I don't have to sacrifice my Nami in the process, because if I can keep one of them on the board and pop his blocker, I can go like 14 into leader or like 19 into leader with the Yamato, and obviously I win with that. So that's exactly what happens. He plays a blocker. He's like, surely he doesn't have another one, right? Surely not. And don't call me Shirley. No, oh, this guy's nice, by the way. This guy's nice. I on accident, I look at it and I'm like, damn, I made a mistake. I meant to pop the Rebecca. I don't know why I popped the Brook. I don't know. I think I was on the phone with like FedEx or some shit because my cards weren't delivered. But this guy was nice enough to let me have the win on this one, because I literally, if I just pop Rebecca, then I win. There's no reason for me not to pop Rebecca. So this guy's nice. I appreciate him. And thanks, Pirate 86278. And let's go to the next. All right, guys. I sped this one up just a little bit because, like I said, I do want to make sure these videos aren't super long, but I also want to make sure that I am able to get my point across. So I just sped it up like 1.2, not anything crazy. So like I said, you always want to go first with this deck pretty much. Unfortunately, I didn't really have anything good to play, but I decided a 6k is just better than the 5k, and the Lilith is a really good 5 Dawn turn play. So I wanted to keep the Lilith just for that situation right there. And I wanted to, yeah, I just wanted to make sure I'm maximizing on my attacks slash, what is it called? Slash almost like Dawn efficiency, I would say. So I'm going to go 7 into leader right here. He's going to take it regardless, but I didn't have anything else to do with the Dawn anyway. And I was going to play the Egghead, what's it called here? The Egghead fucking Vegapunk to basically block for my blocker. I am, however, going to get the Lilith here so I don't go 2 minus in cards. Vegapunk reads, if your opponent has 2 or less characters on board, you have to pitch a card after you play another body. This was actually, I think, my first game with this deck. So I was like, what the fuck? I can't search off Lilith. What is going on here? So I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just return a card to the deck and I'll pitch probably just the Atlas at this point. And I was like, okay, I guess now I can search. Bottom decking 3 Darishis is very unfortunate, I'm not gonna lie. But seeing double Egghead Luffy does feel good. I was looking more so for the Nami, I would say, but I wanted the Vegapunk to be able to be a blocker for the Atlas if in case he swung 8, like if he played Boa off of his leader effect. But if he only swung 7, then I was going to 2k out with Frankie. I think that was my philosophy on that. So I just wanted to make sure I can keep enough bodies on the board as possible. And this is where keeping Lilith in hand was actually a really good thing. So like I said, Vegapunk is going to be able to block here. And this is where I'm able to play Lilith and play another body. So I have 1 extra Dawn at my disposal. I'm going to attack for 6/6. I actually did bad sequencing here. We should have attacked for 6 with Shaka first, because the card he's likely to bottom deck if he takes the hit is actually Shaka. And you always want to attack with characters that are less likely to. I'm sorry. You always want to attack with characters first that they are more likely to be hurt off of trigger, which in this case was the Shaka. So definitely a mistake on my part for sure. And this is where if he plays Jozu, I just feel like it's a little too slow, because he plays Jozu, bounces back a 6 and swings 5 into a 5. I just think that's like really slow. And Yeah, like I said, like it just doesn't matter. Now he didn't have Jozu here, but I don't think it would have mattered either way. Because next turn I was able to swing 7/7. He has 3 life. He has 3 life. I was able to swing 7/7 and then just play 2 characters again. So like the Jozu just doesn't really do much in this situation. Now he's gonna go teach here. I think he's gonna go a big ass number into one of these guys right here. I think he just swings 9 into the Lilith, I think. Or no, he goes 9 into Shaka and then bounces the Lilith. That is unfortunate. If I had 2 2Ks, I would have saved it. Actually, I do have 2 2Ks, so I just save it regardless. I'm tripping. Yeah, he's gonna go 9 here. I'm like, if only I had that. It's like, wait, call an ambulance, but not for me. So yeah, I do have the 2 2Ks. He should have swung 9 into the Lilith. He was so greedy right there. If he would have swung 9 into Lilith, I probably would have let it go, but he got greedy, tried to get rid of the Shaka. So now we're gonna go 7 into a 5. Make sure he just can't really have that many bodies that stick to the board. We're gonna go another 7 right here. And this is just massive for us. We're just gonna go another 7, put him down to 2. Lilith is gonna be able to get, I believe I should probably get the Nami here. I hope I get the Nami, please. Okay, thank God. Sometimes when I'm making these, sometimes when I'm playing these games for YouTube videos, I'm like, please, bro, please, because I don't want to go back and record more videos. Because you guys know me, bro. I'm not the VV theory, bro. He's the GOAT when it comes to making content, bro. I'm a part timer, bro. I'm weak of heart. You know, if I have to do a video where I have to, you know, prep for more than like an hour, this shit is just miserable. And this is where Grab Blade, like I said, like Grab Blade doesn't even do shit here. He Grab Bladed and we're able to keep Teach off the board. And Grab Blade actually is like the most dog shit card if you don't have Teach on the board, because it's just, you're just spending your whole turn removing shit. And this is why if you can keep Teach off the board, which you can in this deck pretty easily, you just pop everything that they have. It's fucking insane. So we're gonna go Vegapunk. Vegapunk's gonna be able to search for probably the Atlas. Yep, so I hate when you whiff off the Vegapunk. That shit does blow. And then we're gonna go ahead and deploy the Luffy, and we're just gonna go ahead and pass. And like I said, like after he Grab Bladed, we just flooded the board again. And then I accidentally opened my Discord right there. If you guys aren't in our Discord, you should definitely join. But like I said, like even if he Grab Blades again, what is he really gonna do? I mean, he's just completely fucked regardless. And I think he actually does Grab Blade again, if I remember correctly, or maybe he doesn't. But I mean, if we're reading the board, okay, Red Rocks, and then Red Rock, and then I believe he has Teach plus Law, so he actually does a pretty good job of cleaning up the board a little bit. Grabs a Buggy, 2K. It's probably what he needed right there. My screen keeps turning off because I'm going too long without touching it. So yeah, bounce back the Lilith. Lilith gets to play itself again. It's just so good. Lilith obviously pluses, searches for the Nami, and we're gonna do it all over again, buddy. We're gonna do it all over again. So we're gonna start out with a clean 7 into leader, and obviously just at this point we don't really care about the Law because we're gonna kill it either way. We're just gonna put pressure in his life. We're gonna go 5 into Law, see if he lets it go. All right, so then we're gonna go Nami here. Now we're gonna go Nami first because Nami allows us to discard. We shouldn't discard the Pythagoras here. I hope we don't. I guess we do. Shit. Oh yeah, we discard the Pythagoras because we don't want to. We don't want to just like randomly die to Teach plus Perona. So we just put that on our life and say fuck it. You have 5 cards in hand. We have 2 bodies. Obviously you're gonna swing into one of them and kill it. You could probably bounce the other one, which is totally fine, but if you can't get rid of these other 2 bodies, then we're gonna swing another, like, you know, 7/7 or something like that. I think that was my philosophy. I just wanted to put a lot of pressure on his life, get rid of his characters in the process, and then prevent him from getting lethal as well. Maybe I should have killed the Teach. Maybe that was like a better call, I would say, than the Law, because he can't kill us regardless. So maybe killing the Teach was better, but him playing Boa here actually makes it so our play killing the Law was better, because he's not going to really use the Teach regardless. He's just going to play characters off Boa basically for free. So he's going to keep the cards on the top of his deck, play another Boa. So he's going to play just double blocker. And this shit does not matter in the slightest, guys. I think he has another Law here. If he doesn't have another Law, I probably would have just bottom decked them and tried to find a Law so you can swing into the Atlas and bounce the Lilith. That's probably what I would have done with 1 card in hand, but we'll see what he does here. 7, I would assume, into the Atlas. I only have 1 card in hand, so it's likely to go through. Okay, he's gonna swing into Lilith. He learned his lesson. He's gonna swing 7 into Lilith. Lilith's gonna go down, and then he's gonna obviously bounce the other Lilith, and he's gonna play Sengoku again. We know he still has the Buggy in hand, but now he draws with Dracula Mihawk, so he has 2 2Ks, 2 blockers, and he really thinks he did something. He really thinks he did something here. So we're gonna just go ahead and pop. What is it called? We're gonna go ahead and pop the thing. The Nami, and we're just gonna go ahead and pass. Or I'm sorry, the Boa, and we're just gonna go ahead and pass. And right here, if he attacks into our life, we are just we are just cooking, guys. I mean, there's just nothing he can really do. He already used his one red rock that he had. If he had another one, then like so be it. It is what it is. We're gonna Lilith search. The Lilith's gonna be able to play a egghead. We're gonna go ahead and trash the Atlas to pop that guy right there. We're gonna go, I believe, a 9 into leader with the Nami right there. And if he counters out, doesn't matter. He's dead either way on the following turn. Right there. And he's gonna give us the 1k, and we're gonna go 9 here, and we're just gonna go ahead and pass. And like I said, he has 5 attacks, but we have 4 life, 2 cards in hand, 2k, 1k. That fucking trigger blocker is absolutely nuts. We're just gonna decide to we were gonna counter, but like, it doesn't really matter either way. So he's gonna swing 5 into a 5. We're gonna say it doesn't matter either way. If he swings into our life, he's just dead. And I think this is about when he gives up right here because he just loses. But yeah, let's go to the recap of this. So there you guys have it. We have the Vegapunk tier 1 video and deck profile for you guys. If you guys want to see more gameplay, be sure to check out YouTube members. I appreciate you guys a lot. And yeah, overall, I think this deck is actually tier 1. Unironically, Vegapunk is actually tier 1. From what I've seen from it and its flexibility, it just Vegapunk actually stomps rogue decks. The only decks that really beat it are like Kid Wall decks and decks that just kill it really quickly or can just outgrind it, but they're not really in the meta, right? The only Kid Wall decks that are in the meta is like Red Green Smoker, which is a pseudo Kid Wall deck, and then Green Bonnie, which might just get filtered out by Lucci. So we'll see how it goes, but I swear to God, this deck is really, really, really good. And if you guys have success with this, I would love to, you know, if you guys are doing the Treasure Cup or regional next week, I would love to see it. And you know, do like a little interview or something. I think that'd be cool if you guys top with it. But I'll catch you guys later, and peace.